I think GNX is the most important Kendrick Lamar album to date. So as of last week, it has been exactly 1 year since Kendrick Lamar capped off an amazing year by dropping his fifth studio album, GNX. And looking back at the past year, I'm ready to say that that album was Kendrick Lamar's most important album to date. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying this is his greatest album, nor am I saying that this is my favorite album. However, I do believe this is his most important album. And this is coming from someone who believes To Pimp a Butterfly is probably one of the greatest gifts to hip hop in the past 15 years. So bear with me. Now, the reason why I say this is Kendrick's most important album is because of his timing. There are very few times where rap artists have peak attention and anticipation for their forthcoming album. One of those times is when a sophomore album is releasing. After a brand new artist has introduced themselves to the mainstream with a release of a great debut project, majority of people are looking for their next project, that sophomore, which is where the sophomore slump thing come from. That other time is when an artist has reached their peak in terms of commercial success, celebrity status, or whatever you define that peak as. But think of that as a time where the artist has the most attention they have ever had, and it feels like the world, not just their loyal fan base, is anticipating their next album. GNX was that moment for Kendrick, and he delivered. I truly believe that leading up to GNX, at some time after its release, we were all witnessing what will more than likely go down as Kendrick Lamar's peak. During a time where there were more eyes on him than ever before, Kendrick Lamar released probably his most palatable album to date. And I want to focus on that word palatable because it's important. With me being a Kendrick fan, I've heard all of the discourse around why folks don't like Kendrick albums. Oh, To Pimp a Butterfly is too forward thinking. It's too woke, and nobody want to hear all that preachy. Mr. Morale and Big Steppers is about going to therapy. That same therapy that's treated like a plague whenever it's mentioned in our community. I'm straight on listening to that. Even beyond those, there are also been discourse from folks who are Kendrick Lamar fans, and they say, some of his albums don't really have replay value, which none of those statements I agree with, but I understand. Not everyone likes a concept or even a conscious rap. And up until this point, that has been a baseline of Kendrick Lamar albums, conscious rap, concept albums. But what has been interesting to me throughout all of this is that Kendrick has never wavered. He has continued with the concept albums. He has continued with the introspective raps. He's continued to stray away from the mainstream trends despite all of the criticism he got for the past 10, 15 years. Then, in the height of the biggest year of his career, he made a bold move, which was dumbing down his music and making a project that has probably the most replay value to date of all his projects, in my opinion. Another bold move was the sonics of the albums. Like,